Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Coach Ferg, and I want to give a shout out to all of my veterans around the world. All of my veterans are in the United States. All of my elderly veterans, all of my disabled veterans, all of my newly retired veterans, all of my newly just veterans that are just getting out, the veterans that are, you know, in wheelchairs, every veteran who's lost a limb, who's lost a family member. Salute to all the veterans in the world. And ladies and gentlemen, always. Welcome, 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 everybody. How's everybody doing today? Before I get started, if you stop by, just hit the like, share, subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like, share, subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I just want to appreciate everybody who might be stopping in today. Again, this is Coach Ferg. Got a little show going for you today, just on a Friday, taking it easy. Just got some videos I'm gonna review and some information, and just to see if it can be useful. Again, I don't come as a man of any, I would say, stature. I guess as far as the overall community, but I am a man that has lived through some life, a lot of good life, some bad parts of life, and I've spent most of my life helping people. So it's been a blessing just to get to this point in life, and now to just make up things to do sometimes it's a little interesting throughout the day. Just going from, I don't know, show to show, listening in on the topics, and it's a lot going on. Even with the world right now, my man Trump is meeting with Putin, for those of you all who may be interested in that. And they've talked about some things that could really affect the world going forward. Trump knows what he's working with, and Putin knows what he's working with. Since the beginning of modern history, Russia and the United States have always sort of had, I guess, a little nervous tension, but nobody's really, pulled the trigger yet. So it's just interesting. And they used to be friends prior to this, and now they're, sort of political enemies per se. So just the fact that they're meeting in the United States, I think it's Alaska, and the fact that they're actually doing it right now, it says a lot. To me, it says a lot of good than bad. I don't think nobody living today, regardless of race, would want to see the entire earth just go up in flames. I don't think so. And I think, you're probably looking at the top 3, 4 powerful men in the world right now seem to be sharing the same space. So if those two can share the same space, thank God I know people of color can share the same space. I really do. I believe people of color can share the same space. So, yeah, just interesting things going on. Me personally, getting older, just going to the doctor, make sure all my checkups are pretty good. And, my blood work, I know I got to get more exercise. I'll talk about that. I need to get more exercise. My wife, she exercises. She been going strong for, I don't know, off and on, shoot, I don't know, at least a good 5 months. So I'm seeing the benefits of that. I'm not a fat guy. I'm not a fat guy, nothing like that. I just got that 50-year-old body. My muscles, they look good, but they ain't feeling right a little bit sometimes. The shoulder, everything, still got a little girth to it, but it ain't that, you know. That, them thighs are still fine, but yeah, you catch a cramp in them thighs today. It's a lot that can happen. You twist your ankle today, I'll say, yeah, you might not recover for 5 months. I might miss the whole preseason if I twist my ankle anytime this weekend. I'll be sitting out to week 2 of the NFL. So, and I'm older, so I just imagine how younger people today who don't get as much exercise as young men, if they twist something, they probably be out of commission, almost break it. I'm seeing a lot more bad ankles than I used to see. Used to be able to shake an injury off in a day or two. Now it's like a week or 2, maybe 3. But this is the way of the modern movement of society of people to me. I don't judge any. I just look at what it is and just comment on it like everybody else. My thoughts are my personal thoughts. They don't, reflect anybody else's. Some things are universal. Some things I'm just gonna go with because that's part of the universal flow of it. And some things, if it looks like it's cheating or, breaking the law, I may have some pushback, and I won't touch it. I'll just say my piece, but I won't touch it. I won't do business with it. I won't go in too many public places with that type of stuff, and definitely no private places. But yeah, it's I attach myself very limited. I limit my attachments to just any and everything. I don't know if that's something that just always been in me, but yeah, I've met a whole lot of great people. I've met more good people than bad. Yeah, a lot more good people, men and women, young and old. So, those that I understood that may have been bad, I couldn't tell you what they was doing outside of me at all. I couldn't tell you. They went to barbecues, they went to concerts, they drank, smoked. I wouldn't be able to know because once I saw that type of motion, I just sort of, let me disconnect from that because my motion is to see what some things can be fixed on the other side. But yeah, so YouTube is an interesting space. I like YouTube because I'm older. And I'm seeing a lot of fighting and a lot of disgruntledness about the other side, and both sides have been in it. I've been in it just like everybody else my age and 10, I don't know, everybody living black done been through something. Somebody's family, people friends, everybody. We've all had a heck of a life journey in the United States, just part of what it is. And that's unfortunate that we are the people who had to sort of see it pushed in our face and really not getting any type of compensation for it after everything's supposed to be squared at zero. We've seen other races. We can talk about it. Those are not in the history books. You won't get that in the schools. You won't get that stuff in the schools. The AI is pushing everything glorious Greek. Yeah, so you won't get that. The regular man, at some point, without YouTube and things like that, I don't know. If YouTube crashes, I think the world will get back to normal because people have to start negotiating and talking amongst each other. Social media, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a bunch of robots. Even the humans are gonna be robotic. They're gonna be robotic. They ain't gonna be able to work. They're gonna be like, where is the food? Because they still gonna eat. And ain't nobody, they don't monopolize the whole business of production. So, what are you gonna do going forward? It's a lot of good, beautiful young people out here. It's a lot of good, beautiful young people. And even with this little presidential rally meeting, you know, world leader, I guess you can call it world leaders, Trump and Putin, again, top 2 or 3. I don't know no man any powerful than Trump and Putin. And they've always been friends, even before this president. So, wonder what they talked about. Because even with this war, people got to go somewhere so they can get the countries rebuilt. And Putin wants a piece of the Ukraine. Ukraine understand that. He know. But I don't know. And that's why Trump, he already told, oh boy, man, we might not be able to give it to you because Putin want that. Remember when the Ukrainian president walked out? Trump tried to get bad out the vice president. The young guy got tough with him. See, the 2 young guys got together, even though, I guess, yeah, but, you know, y'all know what's going on. But yeah, it's interesting to play out, man, because now he's met with both. And they've talked about what the K's president, the U's president wanted. They said no. Now Putin, he got requests too. What are we going to talk about? Will the true social media, like I'm talking about the big news stations where they, you know, talk about the details or just talk about the fluff? I think it's going to be a bunch of fluff. I could be wrong. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully they talk about the details of actually things that could be taking place and making a change for the better for the world. Because both have the power to make the world universal sort of networking. But everybody has to be included, even the working people of the world. Now, as far as America, no. If you locked in, people get Social Security numbers, that's birth, born. Come on, America, we got to do better with those people. We have to. We have to. Everybody can make money in the United States, and y'all know this. Y'all know this. But is that in the true nature, true heart? You know, America could be the greatest country, but it has to invest in all of its people. You know, keep people who bring bad business out. It's enough stuff already allowed through America to mess up our communities and neighborhoods. We still got drugs, these drugs. I'm not talking about marijuana because marijuana is legal in some states. Ain't nobody really went on no rampage smoking a doobie in the back of their truck. Nobody. And white people always had the best. I used to go to school in Kentucky out there. They had farms of it. Farms, I'm talking about 42 acres of that good. Then in West Virginia, because they connected, it was just hundreds of millions of dollars since the 90s. I saw videos when I was it's funny, when I was in the Deep South, I used to see a lot of videos and documentaries about, you know, the South, almost every state. It was amazing the stuff that was going on right under everybody's nose, and people still didn't benefit from it. So I think, you know, now as far as modern, I guess, history going forward, I think it's an opportunity for everybody. At least 80% of Americans could have good skills that offer some type of building of the nation of America. Yes, I believe so. America has tried every trick in the world to sort of swindle its way through the people. Just my opinion. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. I've been faced with America. I was told in my generation that 1 in 4 of us was going to make it. Talking about black children, not just all races of people. I'm talking about black boys, teenagers, 15, 16, growing up in the projects, growing up in the cities of across America. All y'all ain't going to make it. Maybe you and then. So some said, no, I'm going to make it. Despite that, because we understood the condition was temporary. Some said, man, I ain't. Some gave up. Some just got caught up in the middle of it. Some good brothers trying to get out here and work and hustle. Even good women. Like I said, It amazes me how the women, even the teenage women of my time, I didn't. I knew it was some ratchet. Like maybe I just didn't pay attention to it, but I saw it. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't. It wasn't bad. It was a lot of sneaky stuff, but it wasn't nothing out in the middle of. You know, when I was growing up, the teenagers and sort of stayed in their own little spaces. We used to move around and, you know, have our dances. There wasn't no adult supervision, wasn't no parents out there, wasn't no, yeah, it just wasn't. And we organized it ourselves. We sort of, that's just the environment I grew up in. Maybe, you know, I had family in Chicago. I used to go to Chicago and I used to go to the park because my aunts worked. You know, they had good jobs. One worked at Union Park and the other one, McNeely Park or something. Aunt Maud and Aunt Toby. They were my father's aunts. They were my second aunts. So yeah, they raised my father, and they lived up there. My uncle Booby, Uncle Charles. So he had aunts and uncles up there, 5 or 6 of them. And my grandfather and my grandmother stayed here because my grandmother was in some part of Kentucky, Litchfield, maybe about 65 miles out from where I grew up. Very small. She's always, you know, and she was adopted. You know, I think her mother died when she was young, and she was taken on by a family. And then she worked. She passed in the 70s, and when she passed, she left my father and grandfather and auntie a bag. So I don't know why people be talking about women can know. My grandmother, whatever she did, cleaning houses, she left this earth in the 70s with over, it was about 50,000, 47, 48,000 cash. Today, I don't know, it'd probably be a couple of 100,000 or something, 150, I don't know. But she worked. My grandfather, he worked. Then my grandfather became a pastor. And that changed everything because my father and my grandfather didn't even get along. But my father, he was probably the hardest working dude I know. Even though he had that going on with his father. And he had lost his mother at 25. I was 6 years old. Never forget. I was 6 years old. We was down there and he was at the funeral home. It was me and him. He was at the funeral home talking to his mom. And I was a kid. I was a little inquisitive kid. I walked around in another room. As soon as I turned the door, it was a little baby. I saw a baby. You know, I'm talking about probably a weeks, 2 weeks. I don't know. But looking back, it was probably a week, 2 weeks in a little baby crib. It was passed away, and it had his hands like that. And I don't know what came over me, what happened with me in that time, but I kissed the baby on the hand and said a prayer with God. I don't know. It was probably, I don't know. I don't remember. I just know it was I kissed the baby. And I never lost that vision in my head. Because one thing made me always remember because my father was crying over there talking to his mom. And I, you know, I'm a kid. I'm let him have his own space because I was, you know, my dad was, you know, I knew my dad. He was a protector. He was, you know what I'm saying? And he knew I wasn't no just rambunctious, do dumb stuff. I wasn't ever that type of kid. No, get me around some little boys outside. Oh yeah, I'm a run. I'm a hit because I played with older kids. My cousin was older, but yeah. So I remember that moment. I kissed that little baby on the hand and said a little prayer. And pretty much most of my life after that, I've always helped younger, small little, you know, even kids my age. You know, I sort of always had that let's do this type of stuff. Man, I've always took that with me. I've always been a helpful person. You know, YouTube, I ain't helping nobody till they come and get the help. No, I ain't helping. And only my words. I will try to be a little bit more delicate with my words and things like that. I'll try to be a little bit more delicate, but I ain't making no promises because, you know, I'm Gen X, and I say that because if we was all in a group, then we would have to square it up at some time. Now, I'm not saying fight, but we had to have that conversation, and I can agree to disagree. You know, it was never your point is greater than my point greater. I never went through that type of stuff. It wasn't that. And men never really, you know, just got to a point. If we got to a point where we were ready to throw fists over one of our dumbass points, then that really wasn't vibing with me. I don't know. I ain't believe in bullying. When nobody go bully me, Don't touch me. You can talk crazy all you want. Don't don't do that. Stay over there. Talk crazy. Yeah, I'm going to say a few things, then I'm out. But then I ain't never coming back to you no more till you come to me. Then if not, then But that have been very few, far between. From high school, college, military, back to college, working professionally. Yeah, I didn't need to be around those type of individuals, men or women. I grew up with 6 women in the house, so my sisters, they talk stupid. So I'm like, oh, then I go outside and I'm looking for the same type of girl that talk like my sisters. I'm like, stay away from them type. Don't date those type. So I just sort of learned that through own experience. And I know everybody have an experience because not everybody had a sister or a brother, or they may have had too old or too young, so they really didn't get people to sort of gravitate through life with, through the nuances of puberty and yours, mine, selfishness. All teenagers go through that. It was 7 of us in the house. And when my father wasn't around, it was probably a whole bunch of rhinos walking around. My mother, she was cool. She was laid back. She wouldn't let us fight, though. She caught us fighting, it's on. She don't give a damn. She ain't let us fight. My father, he wasn't ever around. When they came around, everything chilled. It wasn't none of that. My mother, she ain't, and that was cool. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. So, and when I was outside, wasn't nobody messing with me, so I ain't had to worry about nothing. Wasn't nobody messing with me. Plus, I was an oversized kid. Like, I don't know, shit. I wasn't a fat kid. I was just a solid kid. I wasn't oversized, no. I say solid. I was just real solid. Because I always was active. I could climb, I could jump, I could run, I could throw, I can kick, I can catch. I can do all. I can ride a bike. I can do a skateboard, swim. I can do all that stuff early. I could do it early. You know what I'm saying? Real early. My balance was real good because I always was part of, hand-eye coordination, things like that, peripheral. Always doing it. That's why I like coaching, because it always gave me opportunity to teach that. And when I seen young men and young women learn that skill of hand-eye coordination, thinking quickly, thinking through a process within a millisecond, a second, seeing the picture develop, it's the greatest feeling in the world, especially when they come back and show you, look what I did. Yeah, see, I knew you was that anyway. You believe that's who you are? Well, ain't no going back. Now, you got to always be smart. It's funny. My wife sent me a text right before I went live, and it was a little kid in one of my neighborhoods in Chicago. We were neighbors. The back of my house was the back of their house, but it was across an alleyway, and they had a little basketball court, and I knew the father and the mother. They were, a little younger than me and my wife, but it was 3 boys. It was 2 older boys and the baby, but the baby, he had a deep voice for a kid, a very deep voice. It was interesting, and he used to always pick fights, and I used to watch. He used to pick with his brothers while they trying to play. Then he'll go cry to the mama. So one day I said something, they was out there. I said, young man. He like, huh? I said, why you over there crying? You starting the day, you go crying. I don't know. And the brother was like, yeah, he always start then he crying. I'm glad somebody finally said something. I said, man, you just got to play, because he was young, little, he was probably about 7, 8. And the other brothers, they was a little solid, about 12, about 10, 11. And another brother was probably like 12, 13. So it was a few little years in between each one of them, but he was the baby. And that boy was a trip. So when he was young, a couple times, I took my son and the 3 boys, and we went and got some pizza and just hung out. Because, they mother and father, they worked, and it wasn't always the best, you know what I'm saying? So, and always in this helping. Come on, man, let's go. Y'all right? Because they were close to my son's age. I like, man, and like my son used to go over and play ball in their little rim. So come on, man, let's go get some pizza. We ride. My son, he's so corny, he's so dry. We laughing at him. He was talking about my son's girlfriend, and my son was wearing the girl's jacket, and boy, they was roasting him. They said my son had on some flower mittens. The little one said that the baby, that was the funniest thing ever. Everybody busted out. And just seeing him grow up, man, over those years, and now he just graduated. And when I tell you this boy gonna be a lady killer, let me see if I can show the picture, man. This boy gonna be a lady killer. Let me see, man. Okay, so put the hand over me. That's him right there as a baby right there. That's him when I met him right there. Voice was deep. It sounded like mine. This is him now. He just graduated high school. He cut his locks off. Oh man, this boy right here, for him to cut his locks off, do y'all know what that means? He's saying, I'm stepping out of boyhood into manhood. He's going to go to college down in Tennessee. He'll be closer to me. I'm going to have to pull up on him for sure. I definitely go pull up. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm going to pull up on him. I'm going to go and set that up. Maybe, I guess, when he go to school. Hopefully, he probably in school now. I'm getting ready to go down there. Hopefully by Christmas I'll talk to him, go to one of them games down there. Yeah, I love to do that. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go and let my wife set that up, man. So, let me just get right into it, man. I've been going on, man. Salute, man. Listen, man, anybody coming in, man. Anybody coming in, man. Just hit the like, share, subscribe button, man. Just hit the like, share, subscribe button. Before I get into it, man, listen, man, I'm not a show to really fight over here. I could, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not, I'm just not going to do that. Maybe once I might do it. My birthday in February, I might just have a real conversation with different people, may get different perspectives, but I just try to provide information, and some information is going to be a little, I guess, skeptical. Some information will probably be a little funny, and some would definitely be informative, about different things and different subjects that are happening, different events that may have taking place, around the country, around the world. They got the little stealth jets flying over for Putin. They've already met now. They ready to go. Yeah, they ready to go. That wasn't long at all. That's because they talk on the back end. Yeah, Trump and Putin done met today, man. Y'all mark this day, man. It's a day in history. Now this is their second meeting now, so we got to see what happens now. It's their second meeting now. The first time it wasn't a war, now it's a war. So, and the Ukrainian president was getting all the handouts from the previous administration. Trump like, no, we ain't going to keep doing it. And Putin has been able to gain some ground. He's gained some ground. And we saw how that meeting ended with the used president, and now you see how this meeting today took place. And Trump, he ain't gonna be hushing up anyway. He got hotels around the world, over in India and all those places. So it's interesting. It's a lot of money to be made. I just hope that America takes care of its citizens, young and old. We have too big of a health crisis. A lot of older people are living longer. A lot of younger people are dying too soon. So hopefully it takes care of its citizens first, bring jobs, bring resources here. I hope, the education system is going to have to do something. Right now, this bad information the education system has to do something. Has to bring a better way. For me, if I had a chance to talk to him, I'd say bring back vocational skills immediately. Bring them back immediately. Bring back vocational skills, and you can do it just like you did it back in old school. We're going to transport you from 11:30 to 2 o'clock to another school. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to train you at a skill. You choose one of these skills, and once you choose it, you're stuck in it. We can talk about it the first year or two, and then if you want to go to college, you do that. If you want to go skills, you do that. Join the military, you do that. and give everybody a nice little multitude of options. It has to be. A lot of people are afraid of the military because you may go to war. Yeah, that's part of it. You may go to war. Then, do you make a choice? Do I go defend something where I know I probably will live? Or do I get out here into a workforce that's not really strong, not really teaching you skills, just teaching you how to be robotic? Pick up a bag, put it here, put the part, and you're not really gaining any innovative, I guess, knowledge. You're really pushing that thought process forward. You just go to work, get off at 5 o'clock, come home. A lot of people don't have hobbies anymore. A lot of people don't get outside as far as, again, just exercising, riding bikes. It's no more community aspect, especially if you live in inner city. So I don't know, man. It's just a lot going on, man. So hopefully we can move past, man. Again, man, I just want to appreciate everybody stopping by, man. Let me see, man. Anybody stopped by yet? Because I don't know, man. It's been a lot, man. So it's Friday. People should be home from work, taking a nice little shower, sitting in the tub, smoking their little smoke, sipping on their little wine. Yeah, man, it's a good opportunity, man. So, I got some interesting videos I just want to go through and talk about, man. It's just sort of interesting, man. Let me set it up, man. Let me set it up. So yeah, we're just gonna set it up real good and get it going. So what's today? Today is Friday, August 15th? So yeah, man, let's do it, man. So just before we get started, man, just want to see who's ready to dance and boogie. So if you ready, you probably seen your family dancing before, and you just want to make it happen, man. Let's get it cracking, man. Let me see if this volume's on, man. So let's dance, man.
Friday, and I'm broke. My check don't come till next week. My check better not be short. My check don't come till next week. My check.
Yeah, man. So it's Friday, man. It's Friday. Yep. Now this next little slide I got right here, man. Now I don't know if y'all seen this, man. Listen, man. And I know we creative, man, but sometimes our creative gene is sort of like, I don't know, man. I don't want to be cruel about it, but it's sort of LD. It's LD. Back in the day, they wasn't harsh. They didn't care about feelings when they labeled something. They just called it learning difficulties, right? And that's what LD stands for, learning difficulties. I used to read about it and say like, oh, somebody got LD. Okay, they got some issues learning something. But they smart, and I don't know if I don't think it's intentional that they are not trying to learn. I just think it's a difficulty learning and grasping concepts and understanding numbers and things like that, but they still gave him a chance. That wasn't just saying, oh, something you're labeling, no, you just LD. I guess that's a label too, but, it just wasn't focused enough and doing things like that. So, again, a lot of times we have so much talent that if it's not channeled in the right direction, we can just lose focus with it, and it sort of becomes chaotic. Even in our creativity, it can be a little chaotic. And if not allowed to flourish in the right direction, then it can just get lost. So this brother right here, man, it's funny, and just the title of it, it was my man, Chris Void, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to y'all, man. I'll say he's probably about in his mid to late 20s. I bet he's 24, 25. I guarantee that. 24, 25. Okay. And it's, I don't know. It look like he ain't got no hair on his chest yet. Young, but he's 24, 25. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Is he licking his lips? Okay. Yeah, okay. Now, he got a nice little body, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't no Coach Ferg back in the day, but, he got a nice little shape on him, you know what I'm saying? I had an 8-pack. You know, I don't know at that age. Yeah, I had an 8-pack. I think an 8.5 or so. I know I had an 8 though. So, yeah, you know, but he's good though. He's nice little shape. You know what I'm saying? Not a bad looking. He got the big nose like me. You know, he ain't got the big lips, but yeah, he got nice little gray to hair, man. He got way longer hair than I ever had, man. You know, shit. Oh, that's cool. He's straight. But see, he's a smart dude. But again, it's chaotic. It's chaotic genius. Let me take a sip of this water. Yes, chaotic genius, man. So, again, man, armpit braids. Let's go, man. Let's get it cracking, man. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it. Let's check it out, man. Let me close this up. Let me close this up, man. Make sure I'm on the right one, man. Yeah, I'm on the right one. Let me get it cracking, man. Yeah, I'm ready for it, man. Let's get it cracking, man.
The armpit braids. I know I've done these before, but these are the new and improved longer versions. If you're thinking,
Okay, y'all see that? Y'all saw that, right? New and improved versions. Armpit hair. Nothing. There's nothing. I guess I don't remember anything being spectacular about armpit hair. It's one of those hairs that you sort of like act like it ain't there when you see it. Like, oh, I ain't see that. You know, most women shave it. You know, they can't even deal with it. I don't, you know, last thing you want to do is run up on a woman and she look like she got your cousin in the head. Like what you doing? What you got? Oh, that's just my armpit hair. No. And I had a cousin. I ran up on her one time and she had that. I was like, oh my God, no. But you know, armpit hair. Interesting. I guess it's a nice little grade, a little B grade or something. Yeah, I guess I don't know what the numbers are. I'm just tripping. But yeah, okay, again, hey, armpit braids.
thinking about getting armpit braids, just make sure you give me my.
That's his sister or cousin. Sister or cousin. And see, she a little rebel too, because she got tattoos all over her hands too. You know, and it's unfortunate, you know, it used to be a time most people like that, and I could be wrong, most people like that, they ain't really trying to work a hell of a job in their life. Those people have already committed to a life of just being below regular. I could be wrong though. Maybe this is a new trend in our community, but not the world. The world don't see it like we see it. But it's unfortunate, you know, because y'all see the picture, they'll see the image. So man getting his armpit hair put in braids.
Credit at Chris Boyd. Next time, we're going as long as the Nicki inch.
Now you see that? Now you see that? What is that? 10 inches? 12 inches? I'll say 12.
Okay? And don't forget to leave a comment and let me know what colors I should do.
Leave a comment, and ladies, please let him know what colors he should do. Please do. This is probably one of y'all cousins or brothers. Please let him know. So all the men his age can be walking around with a armpit hair and y'all can date him. Yes, he's setting an example for everybody within y'all age group. He's 4 years older, 4 years younger, all y'all peers. So if y'all start seeing men walking around like that, then hey, just go look at, if your brothers are doing it, don't be mad at the other men. Don't let your brothers do it. Don't let your cousins do it. Don't do that. But this is part of the dynamic of where we are. So no, don't do it, ladies. Don't do it, fellas. But I could be wrong though. Everybody has a creative gene, but sometimes creative genes go backwards. You have to find a way to channel it the other way. Now, I would like to see if he can do locks or something. Talk to the women about how to get their hair sort of like here, because most brothers with good hair, their hair is healthy. Their hair is healthy, and the sisters' hair is being so brittle and falling apart. But just do what the men do. Find out what the men do to their hair, and y'all hair do the same thing. But I could be wrong though. I'm bald headed, so I knew I was doomed. I saw my granddaddy's pictures on my mother's side. He was bald headed since I can remember. So I'm a mixture of both parents. I got my granddaddy on my mama's side, head, body. My look, I'm built like my daddy. I got my mama and my daddy's face. My hands is bigger than both of them, but my hands are shaped like my fingernails are like my mama's, but my daddy had big bare hands, and I think my feet's bigger than them. I'm taller than both of them. Yeah, more, yeah. My father weighed more than me. He played on the line, but he wasn't. When I used to look at him, I'm like, this dude ain't that big at all. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But yeah, man. Again, we have talent. Sometimes it just goes the wrong direction, and it ends up wasting time when you can find a way to, I guess, monopolize this creativity. So I'm saying it's a way you can monopolize it going forward and present it in a positive way. I don't think, and ladies, I can be wrong though. Are y'all taking guys with braids, especially fake braids, which irritate the hell out of your armpit, and you start sweating? Ooh, just imagine that little must. Because remember, y'all younger folk, y'all don't take baths, y'all take showers. Sometimes you got to take a bath. After your whole week of showering, just sit in that water and soak like a prune till your fingers wrinkle. And then when you get all that dirt out your body, take a nice little shower, a whole new shower, and all that dirt rinse off, let your skin dry up. Then put some oil on it, whatever you put on. You got to do it with your skin dry. See, people don't know how to do it. They love put your skin moist. No, those chemicals get in your skin when it's moist. It's supposed to just sit on the top, and But again, I could be wrong. I've been taking care of my skin for a long time, And when I shave, I throw alcohol on it. Well, I shave everything the same day. I shower, clean it real good, and then I let my hair dry, and I just take a handful of alcohol and just splash it over it first. Get all that sting out, get all that dirt out, sterilize it real good, do that, and then I just let it dry so it can seal up, keep all them particles out of their skin and stuff. That's an old school trick, but I could be wrong. I've never really broken out stuff like that. But again, taking a bath is a trend. They've been saying that a lot. Some of the high profile people. And one young lady was on TikTok or Instagram talking about, you don't need to take baths. Taking baths is overrated. Okay. So we're going to keep on getting the armpit hair and going that rate. But again, I believe this could be something that could be utilized in a positive way if they can tap into it, find out what that is. Not no armpit hair. Could be something else. Maybe he's going to learn how to do locks and talk about men's hair as a core, because men and women have the same hair. I don't think that people know that, especially black men. The same thing that's in a woman's head is in a man's head. The one thing that men don't do is start throwing chemicals in their head when they get to a certain age. Some brothers will go through that little rough patch, then it just grow into a big ass tree. A lot of females, when the mother see the hair, if they realize the daughter's hair is coarse like their hair and the daddy's hair, they panic and they start doing all kinds of wonky stuff to it. Instead of just letting the kid go through that process, keeping it washed, keeping it calm, protecting it at night when they go to sleep. Put the bonnet on your kid's head like you put on your big tank head. Even if it hair ain't comb, and you just make sure during the week you braid it and comb it and brush it. Take about 30 minutes if you're doing it right. Then as the child gets older, what's up, Sister Lady Navoa? Where you been at? I ain't seen you in a while. Hope all your health is okay. Hope you're okay. Hope you're doing good. Your family doing good. Yeah, I'm just talking about some armpit hair. Was wondering if anybody going out and finding them a man that, braid his armpit hair with some, I don't know what that grade of weave is. Weave is the most amazing thing to me. I never understood that. I'm like, wow, look at his hair, nice and full, but he wants to get his armpit hair, sort of popping. But hey, this is where we are. So let me continue this video and I'll shut up. Thank you.
In the next video.
Yeah, there you go, ladies. Armpit hair all day. No. I'm gonna get this a F grade. No, take this talent, put it into something else, please. He looked like he got a little something sticking out his arm, like he broke his arm or something. What's that little bone right there? What is that? Up there on the left arm. See that little bone? Looks a little scary to me. I don't know about that, man. I can't even zoom in on that. That's a little scary. See that? Up on his left arm, like a little bone. That's wild. Hey, so yeah, we're gonna move on for this, man. So yeah, you know, it's so much interesting stuff going on in the world, man, that, you know, people sort of dismiss history. And I'm a person that doesn't dismiss history, because I guess I would consider, you know, the life of Dr. King and the death of Dr. King as sort of the beginning of the modern day era, in a sense. You know, coming out of the 60s into the 70s, a lot of technology took off. You know, you had TVs, cable came out, even, you know, tape decks, CD players after all that, after the 60s and going to the 70s and 80s. And it just evolved very quickly. Computers, you know, for the common man, the keyboard, was getting away from more typing letters and on paper. Was getting away from that more. It was more towards the newer technology, the more advanced automobiles, more digitized, the digital watch. I remember the digital watch being really big when I was a kid. But, you know, I like the secondhand watch. A lot of young folk don't know about that secondhand watch. I think the people that know the secondhand watch are a lot smarter than the people that don't. I could be wrong, though. Let me get a drink of water. So, yeah, I really do. I think people that know secondhand time are a little bit smarter than, you know, only digital time readers. Helps you, you know, time and money to me go together. Really, I want my time to always be exact, and I want my money to always be exact. So yeah, to me they go together. So I found this video about Dr. King, right? It's, again, of course, this is a little bit before he was taken from us. He traveled the South, and you see, you know, the beautiful young brothers and sisters that were out there. These were the young brothers and sisters, I would say, were the boomers. This would be my brother Art Payne. Yeah, he was probably standing. He could have been standing over watching Dr. King come through, because he looked like these are like 8, 9, 10-year-olds, you know. And it's a story behind it. That's why I wanted to play this video, from where we came from and to sort of the state that we're in. And that's what my last video is going to be about. It's sort of the messed up state that we're in, and it's really sort of putting us, I guess, in a bad space. Things look a little bleak for us, to me, because we're still grappling amongst nonsense. And when I saw this video, first thing I thought about was the youngsters. Like the people like him, just them seeing him was probably one of the greatest things at that moment in their life. Just based off the stories that they've heard, the things that he's done for black people, and how he galvanized young black people, putting their differences aside and working together. So when I saw this, man, I just thought, yeah, let me just get this story, because it's a few minutes, and I'm gonna let it play, and then I'll stop it and just go ahead and just talk about it, because I didn't watch it all the way through. So again, man, salute to the old school, salute to the civil rights era, man, and those that all paved the way before me. So let's get into it.
I know all of you are studying hard and you're just doing fine in school, and I'm glad to see.
faced the idea that civil rights alone could not solve the problem of poverty.
In Mississippi today.
He roamed the South, trying to gain support for Poor People's Campaign. Its goals: full employment, a guaranteed income, and decent housing for every American.
People just don't know. It's really hard. Not only me, it's so many more in the same shape. I'm not the only one. There's just so many of us right around. It's just no have shoes, clothes. They's naked and home. By the time y'all cook your children pinto beans morning down in the south. You don't know.
Now you hear that right? So black people were struggling, yes. They were struggling, but they still fed their families. They still fed their families. There were a lot, we were just breaking out of Jim Crow at the tip. Of course, but it was, I would say it was a scary time, an exciting time. It was definitely, walking on eggshells around the country, especially in predominantly where African Americans resided throughout the South, East Coast, between the South and Chicago, Detroit, places like that, St. Louis. That was about as far as west, that the majority Texas, but people were still finding a way to talk about things as a group. These are adults talking about solutions. They're bringing up the issue. That's what I liked about it. They would bring up the issue, but then they would talk about solutions. So let me just back it up a little bit.
People just don't know. It's really hard. Not only me, it's so many more in the same shape.
Y'all see everybody had a car, right? All these cars out here, black folk, starting from nothing, as they say. But you see all them cars out there.
I'm not the only one. There's just so many of us right around. It's just no have shoes.
Now this is a black community, looking pretty good, clean, well taken care of.
They's naked and home. By the time y'all cook your children pinto beans morning down in the south. You don't know what else get a good meal.
You all are really to be admired. And I want you to know that you have my moral support. I'm going to be praying for you. I'm going to be coming back to see you. And we are going to be demanding, when we go to Washington, that something be done, and done immediately, about these conditions.
This was a different Martin Luther King.
You see that? He was coming. He was letting people know, listen, man, we demanded, we need to do it. So, do we have to be under harsh conditions to say, hey, let's work together? Because I see young and old in this assembly right here. So,
Just weeks before his murder, in tones suggestive of the Black Panthers, he began to talk about how the government had broken its promise to the newly freed.
look at that. He's talking to the Black Panthers. Dr. King met with the Black Panthers? Come on, man. Where you gonna get this at in the history book? Dr. King met with the Black Panthers? Man, let me rewind that, man. No. Oh, no, man.
In tones suggestive of the Black Panthers, he began to talk about how the government had broken its promise to the newly freed slaves just after the Civil War.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money, teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming.
Now, y'all see that, right? See what he's talking about, right? They allowed the worst of other nations of people to come here and move out and get this part of the land that was supposed to be given to us. Okay. provided the land grant colleges, these universities that we couldn't get into. They were teaching them how to do the skills that we already had. Black people were farming the land. Black people farmed the land. But they were building institutions to teach them how to do that, because they were giving them a new opportunity, a new way. See, the truth is always there, but people dismiss history. And it's unfortunate that in reality, brothers like Dr. King and brothers before me that were speaking, betterment for all of us, most didn't make it to age 40. Anybody that had a voice that say black people be better, be different, most people didn't make it to age 40. And none of it, to me, is by coincidence. None of it. Because anytime there's a power greater than us, regular people, it's always suspect who the culprit is. Unless it's us on us, then they seem to always identify. But if it's got something to do with that, with those with the power that be on us, it's always, we can't find them. We don't know where he's at. Come on, man. That's why I respect those that came before me, because they were in worse conditions than I've ever been in. I grew up with air conditioning. I've been able to travel on planes, to go out of the country. I've been able to work, earn an honest wage. I've also been caught up in the nuances of being in America as a black man. I've been to jail. Frivolous stuff. How many times I've been locked up? 2, 3? Yeah, 2 or 3. All this is after I went to the military, I graduated college, all that. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like I was breaking the law. Every job I had, I even worked for the government. Yeah, I even worked for the government for 2 years. Yeah, so, and I work for the government after I've been in jail. So, could I be mad? Yeah. Should I be mad? No. I could though, but it's nothing. Because, again, I understand. But doesn't mean I will submit to it. No. Doesn't mean I will submit to it. Because I paid my way. I've done what the opportunities have said do. Go to college? Okay, go to college. Join the military? Okay, join the military. Go back to school, work, job? Yeah, I do all that. Pay my taxes, pay my bills, all that. And as I've gotten older, I've been able to be in a position to where I can look back and say, oh, I did all the work I was supposed to do. And that's the beauty of it, to me, And I think, especially in YouTube streets, a lot of people are right in the middle of that manhood, that womanhood, and they feel afraid to relinquish any part of that. They feel afraid. And I can understand. But when you're in that space of being young and being single, that's probably the most balanced time in your life, because you can do what you want when you want. But it can also be a confusing time, because some people take and do what they want to cheat, try to cheat. And eventually when you cheat, 10, 15 years down the road, after you done cheated and made all this and got all this and stockpiled all this good material life stuff, America say go get all your jewelries and all your houses and cars, and you've been cheating. When you get to the end of the cheating line, they're gonna be like, well, sir, you've been cheating since 1998? No, I haven't. Yes, you have, sir. Is this you? Yeah. Is this you? Yeah. All right, well, we're going to take all of that. You start back at zero. We've seen it. We've seen it with athletes. We've seen it with entertainers. We've seen it with movie stars. people that tried to say, hey, let me give a message like Dr. King. Settle down. Don't you go out there telling everybody to be better. We got to play this game some more. So, you know, and I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. I am a regular working guy that went through the same American system. I just took advantage of my opportunities when they presented itself. I never allowed what I felt about people interfere with me getting the things I needed to be productive in the world. Never did it. I didn't put people in my life, you know, besides my mother, but my mother was always like, go. My father let me know my first year in college, hey, if we don't call you, everything is good. Oh, for real? Okay. When you come home, you're good. And that's how I took it. But it's funny, when my father went away to college down at Tennessee State, he called his mama to come get him. And my granddad was saying no, but my father came back, so I guess they had that little contention right there. But then my father came back, guess what happened? His ass got drafted. So he should have stayed in college. He got drafted. And, you know, I don't know. But yeah, it's just, I appreciate this time, man. Salute to all the OGs, man. Dr. King, everybody, man. Malcolm X, everybody. Rosa Parks, everybody. Civil rights marching, man. Y'all rock stars to me. So.
Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farm. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps.
You hear that? They getting the government subsidies to tell people not to farm, just on the land. They getting all this government assistance we never really got. But we did have lands. In the South, brothers and sisters had farmland, and they sort of the system of America knows exactly what it's doing. Can I put it on an individual? No. There's too many to name, especially at the lower levels. It's too many. This is nothing new. This is the fabric of America. Once we were freed, before we was freed, they let as many come over and get spots in the land that we were supposed to get. Here, we give it to y'all. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to go sue because it's a written contract. But the government say, no, it's not. It's just a promise some guys made. They were talking. But it's on the paper. It's a contract. I don't know, man. That's why I say you're young, you're smart, you're innovative. Break away for a while. Go sit in the corner and just read and study and prepare. You know, do the work and come back. Like the $6 million man or woman. Get away from the rigmarole of America. Dr. King said it back then. So just imagine how people were able to do things with this information. Most people didn't know this. He was one of the very few people that knew this information. And you can see it in his eyes. See, there he's talking to the Black Panthers. He's talking to them. He was arming them with information. That's why they were able to start the preschools. Young brothers starting preschools that now the government subsidizes. And the kids still ain't learning. The kids were learning a lot more when they were taught by men. Yeah, listen, we ain't talking about no old dudes like me. Because I was taught by dudes like in the Black Panthers. That's probably why I am the way I am. My idol was Muhammad Ali when I was a kid. He was from my hometown. I used to see his father. His father used to come down to the neighborhood where I was, and I thought that was the greatest thing ever. I thought he was a movie star. His father used to go to the liquor store. He knew the owner, and I used to go in the liquor store while his father was in there and just hang around. They'd be like, "Little Ferg, what you doing, man? Ain't nothing." My parents ain't nowhere to be found, but I knew who he was, and I used to just go listen to him and tell the story. And then Muhammad Ali come in town. It was a sellout. He just show up. If you ever come down to Louisville, Kentucky, go down to the Muhammad Ali Center. It's a hell of a feat. Hell of a story behind Muhammad Ali, man. It's one of the greatest, man. And I grew up behind all that. So, Dr. King, he's spitting true facts. You know, how does that apply to today? We'll see.
This is what we are faced with. This is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
So, again, man. Yeah, salute, man. Books, music, DVD, lectures. Shout them out, man. African Soap. This is what they sell, man. Black Liberation Radio. Yeah, man. Salute to y'all, man. African Speak. So let's get that website, man. Go check out africanspeak.com, man. And this is the type of information, again, man, you would never get in school. You'll never get this type of information in school at all, man. Shout out to African Speak, man. Go to africanspeak.com. Check out their content, man. Buy some merch, man. Yeah, salute. I support it, man. Continue to put out information, man, that could really be relevant to the young mind, man. Salute to y'all, man. So, yeah, I just wanted to get into that, man. And just understand, man, it's a lot going on out here. It's a lot of, chaos in the world. And I don't think people are really looking at the big picture, man. So hopefully, man, anything I can do to give a broader perspective, man, and how to just sort of move forward, man. That's what I'm going to do, man. So we went from Dr. King speaking with the elementary kids, talking to the young, Black Panther saying, hey, we want something better than what we getting. Let's work to get it. And again, y'all know they took him out of here too soon. Took Brother Malcolm out of here too soon. We need that wisdom right now. They would be the same age as almost Trump and Jerry Jones and all of them. But they no longer here. They gone too soon. We need those brothers' wisdom. And in Medgar Evers, we needed that wisdom over the last 50 years. But since they were all taken from us prematurely, we're in the state that we're in today. So this is what our schools are going into. So let me just change this up real quick. And just take this out of here. All right, so yeah, man, so we're going to get right into this next video. And it's a little, I don't know, man. This is where we are in education, folks. This is our education, man. Teacher goes viral after teaching her students a song to protect their private parts, man. This is what y'all think, man. Listen, man, she seems like she's a good teacher, man. She seems motivated. Maybe she just got motivated for this. And I hope she just didn't get motivated for this song, right? For this thing right here. And it's funny how she's able to videotape it in the classroom. There are restrictions when you can't just photograph students. You can't do that. No, don't begin going no classroom taking pictures with your camera or with your little slow baby, talking about my baby cute and you got 42 other kids in it. No, you can't post it. You need consent. Even as a school teacher, a counselor in the school, if you're going to be on, post any, if you have any photos, they have to have consent. That's why when kids go to school, they sign up, they have a consent form. Do you agree to have your kid in photos, blah, blah, blah. Most check yes, because you remember, for the parents that's so slow thinking and silly, if you don't agree to a consent for your child to take a picture, then they won't be in the yearbook. They won't be at the school photos. So think about that. Just no inappropriate photos. Of course, you want your kid to be plastered all over the, well, you know your kid. If your kid's a smart kid, if your kid's getting A's and B's and becoming a scientist and things like that, yes. You want the photo all over the school. Put it everywhere. News everywhere. That's my baby. But if you know you got a little rough rat, kid act like he don't want to go to school because you ain't want to go to school, because kids pick up our same behaviors, if you didn't know that. You ain't want to go to school, you ain't want to be better. If you got one of them type of little rough rats, then yeah. You don't want him nowhere on nobody's picture. But again, if you don't sign that, let's just say he turned it around, because middle school to high school is different. Some states have 1st through 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, or 1st through 6th, 7th, and 8th. Some states have, I guess, preschool all the way through 8th grade. Some just have 7th and 8th grades. Especially middle school. The middle school, it should be 6th, 7th, and 8th, but some schools make it 7th and 8th. And some schools, like Chicago, they go from grammar school all the way to the 8th grade. There's no middle school. That means middle school means you just go to another building with that grade level, 6th, 7th, 8th, 7th, 8th. That's it. That's all the students. Everybody in that building is 7th, 8th graders. That's it. Or 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Where I grew up, it was 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So, but based off where I live in the community, I went to, I guess, elementary school through 5th grade, and then the way they sort of, when I look back, the way they sort of redlined us, all of the kids that lived in homes, like real neighborhoods, in homes, we all went to another 6th grade in the elementary school. And all the kids that lived in the projects, they went through all 6th through 8th grade. So when I got to middle school, I was a 7th grader. But I'd already been playing sports since I was 7. So it was, I don't know, what's that, 4 or 5 years, 4 years. So I was already, I could bass, I could ball. Because the coach wanted me to play on the team, but I told him no, because I knew some dudes from the neighborhood that I ain't like to play with. But I won the intramurals, then I won the volleyball, and then we even won the square dance, because we were square dancing. And it was funny because the middle schools I went to, well, the middle school I did go to, it was a mixture of black and white. And we ran the white kids, so it wasn't no racial tension at all. It was cool. We was running the school. And then in the 8th grade, I played on the team, leading score, all of this. So I couldn't play intramurals, but I got the referee, and I used to be a little announcer. I used to be, I don't know, what was it, 8th grade, walking up and down the court. Oh, good pass. See who he shot. Ty with the shot. Oh, with the get. Then I used to be talking, pass it, get in front. And the gym teacher, she let us do it all. Because 8th grade, I ain't have a class. It was me and about 10 of us guys. We supposed to be in music class, but I guess we couldn't sing. And the teacher just said, okay, take him out of the class. And our teacher was the principal. So for a whole year, the teacher was the principal for about 9 of us, but we wasn't behavior, because he wasn't never in the classroom. We was in another music room. It was a big room. We used to spread out. He used to be like, look, don't give me no problems. Y'all can sleep, do your homework, work. I don't care. And at the end of the week, everybody who ain't had no problems, I give y'all a little certificate, because Frisch's Big Boy, where you can get a soda, some fries, and a big old burger. He said, if y'all ain't got no problems, y'all straight. Man, we sit up in that classroom the first 45 minutes, he and ha-ha, and laughing, cutting jokes. But it wasn't really loud, we just understood. And then that last little 45 minutes out, man, we go sleep, man, wake up. He used to come down, I'll send somebody down there, and right before the bell, knock on the door, because the door was shut. Only one can get in was him. We could get out, but we had to let each other back in to go to the restroom. And he's like, man, if I see you out in the hallway, you better be going to the restroom. Yes, cool. We did that for a quarter, and then the intramural game started with the 7th and 8th graders. Yeah, with the 7th and 8th graders had intramurals during the school year, so it was set up cool. Every homeroom had their little team. So you play like a 10-minute game, 15-minute game, that was it. So she asked, could we come and referee the games? And, oh man, that was love. Then my team, my little boy guys had a team. We had a team, but I couldn't play. I was just the coach. I remember being the coach on our team. We won it, and it was crazy, man. It was a hell of a time. You know, it was a lot of responsibility put on us. The adults was sort of, you know, had high expectations. The teachers, all of my teachers, man, I appreciate all of them. You know what I'm saying? And it was interesting, man. Most of my teachers when I was in elementary were black. And then they started busing. I remember that it was like 70-something, 74, 75. I know I was coming out of the second grade, going into the third grade. So they bust. They took us from all and this is something I don't know a lot of people would see, but most of the black kids went to one school, so we would go play white kids. We run them through everything. They didn't really want to play us because they knew they was our man. So what they did was all across the country they split people up. They put talents in some, you know, some white schools, some black schools. They sort of split it up. And when I went to the little white elementary school, we dominated again, but it was a minority of us. But we still didn't have no racial tensions and nothing like that, because after me coming out of Dr. King and, you know, seeing that whole civil rights, water hose, German Shepherd, I used to wait for a kid, somebody my age, to be a Becky on me. No, I didn't play that. But I never had that confrontation. The only fights I had was with black kids, which was okay. So now we go from that type of education where teachers teach you how to write in cursive, do things, having the conversations, putting you in the reading circle. I love the reading circle. I wish every kid could go into a reading circle, teach you how to read amongst your peers. You read out loud, everybody take a little paragraph or a page, and we laugh at each other. Oh, he can't read. Then you come around to you, find out I can't read either. So now we got to prove to each other, oh, I can read better than you. No, you can't. And then next time we get in that circle, we sitting there serious. Everybody following along like, the man ran across the street and he fell on his head and broke his, what's that word? Ankle. People yelling at, oh, ankle, see? And that was help. It was sort of building a unit. Even the kids, we laugh at each other, but then we all learn from each other. And I love the reading circle. That was the first thing I started doing when I meet people. Put you in a group. Everybody go circle up, and we're just going to go around and let everybody show their flaws, and then we're going to go from there. So now we in classroom. It's a whole different mindset of the adult. Not a lot of people are getting protected. And it's a lot more perverted stuff being pushed amongst our most vulnerable. And that's scary. So the question I have with this video is it appropriate to take this style of teaching or is it not? Especially if you're thinking about having a child, you have a child in school. I'm gonna let the video speak for itself. Let me just set it up for you. Hold on, let me get this, close this out, let me get it. Okay, I got it right there. Are y'all ready? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Private parts. These are my private parts. No one should touch them. No one should squeeze them. And if you touch my private parts, and if you touch my private parts, I will tell my mother, I will tell my father, I will tell my teacher. These are my private parts. These are my private parts. No one should touch them. No one should squeeze them. And if you touch my private parts, and if you touch my private parts, I will tell my mother, I will tell my father, I will tell my teacher.
Man, what do y'all think about that? Y'all heard it straight from the teacher's mouth. What do you think about that? Lady Navarre, I don't know if you still here, but hey, this is a classroom. Teacher. I wonder if this is an American classroom, though, just because of her strong accent. I would wonder, you know, she has that American dress. teacher-like dress. You know what I'm saying? She has she has a good outfit on. This is like I'm starting my week off outfit. But is this the way she dresses every day, or is this just for the video? Because she was really into it. She was very animated. And listening to it, was it helpful to the children, or was it more hurtful? Because these children are going to grow up, and some will go home because some parents, quite a few parents, hey, how was it in school today? My teacher taught me a song. Oh, she did? What was the song? This is my private parts, private parts. What the hell? What do you mean? No one should touch them. No one should squeeze them. What? Hold up now. Say that again. This is my private parts. That's what she taught you? Hell no. I can see parents panicking. I'm going to go call the school right now. Before they even get home. Matter of fact, some of them ain't even left the parking lot. Hold up. Let me turn around. No, she didn't. And now the flag is on the teacher. Because the principal, they're going straight to the principal. Where is Miss Such and Such? She get her here right now, because I'm sure 2 or 3 parents done pulled up. Get her over here right now. But then, you know, children may, and they were young, so children may explain things totally different, leave out a lot of great detail. A lot of great detail. They only heard the private part. They only heard touch. They only heard squeeze. Not all children are putting the entire song together. Because you see, they couldn't even say touch and squeeze. But she had to demonstrate the area. She was pointing to them, you know, gesturing her hands to the area. Some kids are aware of that. Some kids may be experiencing that in their classroom. Someone has already sort of violated the baby. And that's weird and perverted, but that's another show, another topic. But the fact that she's an educator, she's talked about this. I mean, she's teaching the kids the song, and the song is about safety. See, it's about safety. How? Because we see what's going on. We hear adults on YouTube talking about what somebody did to them as children. How the person told them to keep it from everybody. She's saying, hey kids, be aware of these things. And she put it in a way that they can understand it. So I have mixed feelings about it, mixed emotions, because it's needed. However, in the capacity and the place that it's being taught could raise an issue. Could raise an issue. And the fact, again, that she's a colored woman. Why are you teaching these kids to think on this level? That's how people look at it. But again, this is the age where a lot of young people get taken advantage of. So this type of information, just based off my opinion, could be helpful. It's needed information. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the age is what? I don't know. 2nd grade, 3rd grade. Could be an age thing, just off the understanding. I would think that this could be something that's appropriate for 3rd graders, for sure. 2nd, maybe 2nd, but for sure for 3rd graders. 7, 8, 9 years old, yeah. They need to know. They need to know, because that's very, very delicate, confidence-wise, socially-wise. So it could be, it could be argued as early age, and some would say no, not at all. And I would question those people that say not at all, because they don't want the kids to be aware of the sneaky shit that they doing. That's how I look at it. Oh, why are you so against the kids being more knowledgeable about behaviors that are ruining kids every day? What do we say? I wasn't taught. Hell, to me, why not the best place to teach if the parents ain't gonna teach? If she's willing to do it, and she has found a way to sort of make it more palatable, a little bit more, respectful, why not? They got them, they accepting Sexy Red, hands to your knees in the classroom. Why not, hey, protect? Why not? So again, I got mixed emotions about it, just because I understand the ramifications that can come behind it, but I do support the intention of the message. I do support that, because, and it takes a lot of courage, man. So salute to her, man, for real. Hopefully she don't lose her job because of this, man. But she is a stakeholder in education. Dr. King and the Black Panthers, and I believe most civil rights activists, and just even the young men and young women of that time, understood the importance of education. They understood that because we had a lot more doctors, a lot more educated people when the opportunity arose. But yes, you can say by numbers just more today, but that doesn't mean more have gone through that process. Just pound for pound. I respect those 50s, 60s, 70s, young adults, young Americans, especially African Americans, coming out here, going and taking advantage of the opportunity. So this is a unique space in schools right now. Schools, I don't know, it's a little gray area. The Department of Education sort of being dismantled in a way. I wonder what type of information America's going to, move towards. So it'll be interesting, man. So again, man, so to all the people out here with kids, man, just understand, man, protect the children, man. Protect the children. Don't let nobody touch your babies. And listen, maybe you can teach this song at home. Let's listen to it again. Teach your baby this song. Teach the kids this song right here. When you get in the car, just play it, turn it up, and then explain it.
These are my private parts, private parts, private parts. These are my private parts. No one should touch them. No one should squeeze them. And if you touch my private parts, private parts, private parts. And if you touch my private parts, I will tell my mother. I will tell my father. I will tell my teacher. These are my private parts, private parts, private parts. These are my private parts. No one should touch them. No one should squeeze them. And if you touch my private parts, private parts, private parts. And if you touch my private parts, I will tell my mother. I will tell my father. I will tell my teacher.
Man, so yeah, here we go, man. You know what I'm saying? So protect the children, teach them. I think it's a great song. I personally listen to it again. Yeah, teach your kids this song, sing it out loud, demonstrate just as actively as this woman has. Hopefully she doesn't lose her job. Hopefully, they give her some type of award for the song. Hopefully she can patent. Matter of fact, sister, go patent your song before somebody steals the whole concept and you'll be on YouTube crying about what they did. No, go patent it, put it in right now, and let's see how it plays out. But hey, I'm not mad at the song, Protect All Babies at All Costs. So this next video, man, this is the main event right here, right? And what has happened is, last week, what was that, 8th of August, was the first day of school in Louisville, Kentucky. First day of school. Well, last, I think Thursday. I get it wrong. I could be wrong. I know Wednesday, Thursday. I mean Thursday. Thursday was the first day of school. I said last, so I'm tripping. Thursday was the first day of school, right? So there was an incident that happened with his son, and he found out, and he had to make a decision. Today we talk about how bad it is, how bad the young people are. You know, I hear it's a lot of adults say it's bad out there, and then say, how can we fix it? And don't want to be in the space where it needs to be fixed. YouTube, to me, is not the space for it to be fixed. For some people, yeah, for some people, you know, who've already been kicked down the road of life and looking for a different way, yeah. But to me, I always believe it starts before, you know, we reach age 21. Especially today in the modern opportunity, is more information. The information is readily available at our fingertips now. You don't have to go to the libraries or down around different states. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go to an actual physical building. You can just Google it. A lot of it is becoming available online, whether it's by accident or by actual, you know, documents being sort of uploaded in the algorithms of social media, you know, and some will be people's personal experiences and personal research. So again, I don't look at information as being one road to get there. You know, I look at things like a stop sign. It's 8 sides to a stop sign, so it could be 8 sides to a situation. Because I may be in a situation and go to one side and get stuck and just stop right there, then I'm not going nowhere. But if I look to the left, look to the right, look behind me, look at a slight 45-degree angle here, 45-degree angle here, 45-degree angle to my back, you know, it might be a whole bunch of opportunities and for me to either fix it or escape it. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at life. That's how I look at things I'm faced with. You know, when I'm trying to just do little basic projects around the house, I try to look at everything like what I need to start. Let me write out my, you know, little directions and instructions, something I know I can read. Take my measurements, write those down, because you don't want to keep forgetting and keep, you know, you get old, you just write it down. And just applying it. You know, the tools I need, making sure my tools are properly prepared, clean, fixed. So yeah, just part of it, you know. And oh man, I guess always just, you know, just trying to find a better way, you know. And even if trying to find a better way, you're gonna make mistakes. But I always look at mistakes as an opportunity for me to learn. You know, I never would stay too down on myself about a mistake. A mistake happened, I reacted to it, then I sort of just let it go. You know, I don't look at any relationship that I've been in as a mistake. It's all been part of life. Have I made some mistakes in relationships? Yes. Yes. Did I sort of dismiss some mistakes? Yes. Did I overreact to some? Yes. But it was all supposed to be in my life's journey. I don't get mad at anything, whether it was good or bad. Especially the bad, I just embrace it because I survived it. And you know, I value being a man that's always wanting to help people that are young, even in the most difficult situations. I may talk tough, like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? But when it come down to it, I'm gonna give you the best information possible. If I don't know it, we're gonna look it up together. I'll steer you to it. You're gonna have to turn the pages. You got to scroll the keyboard, the mouse, all that. I'm just gonna tell you where to go and show you what to do once you get there. But you gotta go get there first. You know, we're gonna fill out an application. Let's get the application. Here, go over here. Bring it up. Let's walk through it. Oh, always capitalize your name, capitalize street address. Always do that. Start professional. Let's do it professional. But I ain't gonna touch a keyboard. I ain't gonna do that. I'll stay right there and walk you through it the whole time. If it take you 2 weeks to type it, we gonna type it up for 2 weeks. You gonna type it up, not me. But it's always helped me, because once I completed the task at hand with my own hands, I understood it a whole lot better. I retained the information a whole lot longer, and I've always been able to apply it better the next time because I learned something new about it. So that's how I am when it comes to actually putting people to task, especially younger than me. If you're outside my peer group, oh, you definitely doing all the hard work. Definitely. That's the only way I'll do it. Or I'll just go to those who don't know how to do it at all and just show them how to do it, and they can surpass where you are or where the person is that doesn't want to do the work, because everything has to go with that. So, man, this video right here is it's a very touchy thing, very delicate. This, like I said, last week, first day of school, a young kid fired a weapon down the street while school kids was going to school. High school and elementary school kids were going to school. School hadn't even really started yet. First day of school. Someone fires a gun down the street. So it was his son that did it. And he's going to do a lot of explaining of situation between the dynamic of him, son, child's mother, son's mother. So he's going to do some explaining. And I thought it was interesting, the perspective that he took. But, hey, he's a father. As parents, I believe we know our children. People can be oblivious. We know our son is slow, but we don't teach him how to read. We know our daughter's overweight, but we don't get her active. We know our daughter can't read, because most of the kids can't read. We know my son's still peeing the bed. Instead of teaching them to be better from it, we just let them play it out. And we dismiss a lot of things. And it's okay while they school age, but we see what the crash out is once they get out of high school. We see the crash out real quick. These young boys are starting to turn, and young women now, starting to turn their lives over real quick. As soon as they, boom, pipeline to prison. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, you out of high school? Come on. Oh, you in high school? Oh, you ready to make a dumb decision? Ain't nobody gonna hold you accountable? Your parents ain't? Oh, come on. We taking you too. And it's unfortunate that here we are. I would say he's probably in his mid 40s, early mid 40s. So he's looking away, but something's on his mind. And when this video is going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting when I play it, and I'm ready to play it real soon. So, yeah, man, let's listen to it. Let's listen to the bro, man. Let's listen to the bro, man.
Take me through, I guess, a little bit what you were just saying last week. You saw his picture on TV.
Yeah, I saw his picture. I was scrolling on Facebook, and I'm just scrolling, and I noticed my...
So, the kid that shot down the street, he saw it because the cameras, you know, I don't know what the cameras of the community saw the kid in his clothes. They saw him pointing down the street with his piece, and he on Facebook, and he'll see it.
Son's build, his, you know, his height, and I'm just like, that looks like my son.
They don't believe how toxic this is. If you're still using a plastic or wooden
Hold
cutting
on,
board,
wait, wait,
you need to
get
hear
past
this.
this.
I never post
And so
So he's watching social media. The news had already put his, I guess his picture out over the airways of the city. They had already did that before 9:30. It was already out there. Boom. School hadn't even started yet. I think school starts at like 8:30, 9, 7:30, 8, something like that, between 7:30 and 9, because it's elementary school. So here he is. He saw his son. He know his son's build. He know his son's clothes. So
I read the caption and I'm just like, my heart sank. And a couple hours later, after I'm trying to figure out if it is my son, I call his mom and I'm like, where was? And she said, up Village West.
So he saw the video. So he's thinking, damn, that look like my boy. I know that outfit. Let me call his mama. Hey, where Ron at? That ain't his name. I'm just giving him a name. Cause YouTube names, Nug Nug, Ron. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just using one of that name. Village West. Village West is like an apartment community. Used to be, it was a place right across the street called Beecher Terrace was the projects. They tore that down. They making that's where the fence, that's why you see those fences. They making that a whole new, thriving, downtown, young, professional community right there. Boom, boom, boom. Across the street, still those apartments. Been there since the 70s, 80s. So a lot of Section 8, a lot of low-income housing. And it's close to the jail, close to downtown, but again, in most urban cities in America, black folk living in government housing, black folk living in certain neighborhoods, all of those things were close to downtown. Close to downtown. So the popo could get to you quick. They wasn't gonna stick everything. If you was out in the suburbs, you was in a house paying taxes. But if you were in the city living in these public housing, some of these neighborhoods, you didn't have really taxes, you just pay rent. But you was close to downtown. You can go to any city and look at their city layout. Public housing's always close to downtown. Always. And being downtown today is prime real estate. So the modern young adult, young white American citizen, people coming to the country, they don't want to be in the suburbs like grandma and grandpa. They want to be close to downtown. And they don't want to have to drive. They want to be able to ride their bike, ride their little scooter to work. So they'll say you their house out in the suburbs, you're like, oh, I'm coming up. But now you ready to pay off their mortgage that they got to pay for their house. Plus you're going to pay them double. Then when they get ready to pay it off, they're going to make you move out. Then you back to the apartment that you can't get. It's going to be somewhere that you got to drive to get to work, and it's going to be a whole lot of extra. But a lot of these places all over Chicago, everywhere, the closer to downtown, they revamped everything. Houses are $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. Nice condo style apartments, $200,000-$300,000 for a 1-2 bedroom. Some places you can pay for parking, especially in Chicago. I already read that one place was $30,000 a month for cars for the parking. So that don't make sense to me. But hey, man, listen, man, we got this father, man. His son has been involved in a shooting. He saw his son on social media. He contacted the mother. The mother said where he was, and those schools are close to that neighborhood. It's like right on the other side. It's like one side here, the next 2 streets over is where the schools are. But it's that apartment complex, that's how large it is. So it spreads right to those schools. So
I was like, so and she's like, well, I was gonna call you, but
see how shiesty people are. The mother knew where he was. She knew that was him, but she didn't call the father. I was gonna call you, but ain't that shit shiesty? That's shiesty. He's calling around in panic because he see his son on the news. He called the mother like, I was gonna call you, but come on, man.
And we end up getting into an argument.
Now they argue. Because he like, damn, well, you know, I ain't gotta call you. That's probably what she said. I'm his mother, I ain't gotta call you. Dumb. Just ass backwards, as the old folks used to say. Why wouldn't you call his father? But see, we ain't together, I ain't gotta call you. Low budget.
I told her that I had filed an order almost like exactly a year ago. Nothing happened. It's kind of like I'm just.
So he filed an order to get his son, and nothing happened. Over a year ago. See how they do us? He filed the order. He went through the law. Law don't give a damn. Law don't care. Almost a year ago. I guarantee it was probably past a year. But hey, I'm gonna keep going.
Getting ignored to the point where I feel like I have to be silent, but I've reached out to everybody that I could and I've got no help.
This brother has been reaching out to the city over the past year to get help for his son. So he done got, look at the pain that he's carrying. He ain't running around telling everybody that he got all this pain. He just holding on to it. The city ain't helping. The city and states, they don't help brothers if they need some assistance. And the mama didn't even want to call him. She knew she probably gave him the gun, man. She probably gave it to him. Why wouldn't you call him? No, he's all over the news. No, you might see your son on the news. But see, she won't take accountability because they started arguing. And I guarantee she took the blame off of herself quick. Well, he 18 now and I can't do nothing with him. You ain't never been there. Man, I can hear those words coming out of her mouth. It's sad. He saw his son on social media. After the news put him on social media, said, hey, find this boy. He's out here shooting guns at school-aged children. He's farther down the street.
To the point where I'm starting to go crazy thinking, am I the only one that, like, my son, he's never disrespected me my whole life. He called me lame that night. He texted me, he called me lame.
I'm going crazy inside my head. He's owning all of it on himself. He ain't even, you know what I'm saying, understanding. Man, he's owning the pain himself. He still ain't put it on the mama. He's still trying to be respectful. He called her to have an adult conversation. They get into an argument because I'm sure he was questioning her. She knew where he was. The system ain't helping him. The city ain't helping him. I wonder how many brothers in Chicago, Florida, New York go through the same stuff. Because it ain't new. It ain't new. They was telling my generation the same stuff. No. Well, nobody getting, they don't care. If they can keep the father and the son, the black son, separated, this is what they gonna do. He's a young man. And his son still respected him. But his son called him as a teenager, talking about you lame now. Why is all of a sudden it's a turn of events? Because the son realized that his life ain't gonna really be shit. And he ain't gonna blame his mama. The son done already understood, like, man, I might be one of those 3 that the system catch up with. Because his mama definitely ain't hold him accountable. Because she did, she would have let him thrive with his daddy. I was gonna call you. But I ain't gotta call you. You ain't my man. Dumb shit. You ain't been in his life. I can just hear it now. I guarantee those are the words. It ain't my fault.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. I start by brain dumping everything I need to get.
He just kind of talked bad to me and had me rethinking my situation or my decisions that I made, but I don't know.
He talked bad to me, had me rethinking. He's probably thinking, man, I should have never had no baby by our ass. I believe 95% of the brothers out here having babies out of wedlock had that thought right there. I guarantee you they all had that thought. But that don't mean he don't love his son. He just, damn, I chose wrong. Because look at what's happened to him, even when he's tried. He said his son never disrespected him, but all of a sudden now he's disrespected him. You called a mama to find out answer, she ain't giving you nothing. He's up in town where it could be trouble. He went to the state, he went to the city. F you, nigga. So what else is he supposed to do? He just owning all the pain, all the guilt for himself. Young brother with a head full of hair. With a head full of hair. So, I don't know, man.
Know about nobody else, no other parents, but I would rather them tell me they got my son than they found him. If anybody.
Salute to this brother, man. Salute to you, brother, man. It takes a lot of courage, man. It takes a hell of a lot of courage, man. Yes, they got him instead of found him. He'd rather his son to live than to not be here. Salute to you, man. Hear what they talking about, man. Salute to you, man. Get away from everybody to tell you anything different, brother. You want to see life just change its course. Get away from everybody to tell you different.
Understands what that means. Like I would always rather call they got him than we found him. And I don't think the mother's thinking like that and everybody's mad at me, but I really don't care right now. Like I really don't care. I try to prevent this. A lot of parents want to be their kids' friends. I'm not the kid's friend at all. Like I'm your dad, and I feel like that's all I have to be. I don't care what nobody else is doing, and so that's why I'm talking to y'all, because nobody would listen to me. Like hitting everybody's inbox. I've hit council members up. I'm not gonna say no names, even though I should, but I just say some people like to party. I don't know what else to say.
You're telling me you try to prevent.
Bruh, I'm gonna try to find you, man. I'm gonna have to try to find you, man. Yeah, man, salute to you, man. Salute to you, man. Listen to this crazy stuff, man. You done reached out to everybody. Who else do we need to reach out to? We just had a situation where the kids froze in the car, and everybody and their mama reached out to him. This man asking for help, asking for resources. Nah, man. I gotta get my stuff together, man. I gotta get myself together, man. He's not alone. This brother is not alone. He's not alone. You can't afford to be your child's friend. You can't tell me a lot of people don't choose to be their child's friend because they don't want that child to see the bullshit that they own. That's why they become their friend. That's why they become their friend. Because I don't want you to see the BS and call me out on what I'm on. So I'm going to let you do what the hell you want to do. And that's the worst thing you could ever do to a young man or a young woman. Because they ain't said, listen, I'll let you do what you want to do. However, when you get old enough to get outside my house, the world ain't going to let you do that. The rest of the world, the laws of the land, ain't going to let you do what you want to do. So if you get out here and you start being ignorant to the people, you ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about me. And the fact that this brother right here was brave enough to do what he should have done speaks volumes for his character. But again, the same poor-minded people that don't want shit to be right, mad at him. He was wrong for turning in his own son. Would he been wrong if he let them run up on him and they put 6 hot ones in his son? And then he come out there talking about the police was wrong. He didn't have his daddy like they do. Because I wonder what the mother got to say now. He was wrong. He's listening to everybody in his family. Bruh, get away from him, man. Get away from him. Your son, he gonna catch a case, but he ain't take nobody out and ain't nobody take him out. Hopefully 24, 25, because I think he's only 18, he'll realize, damn, I was fucked up. Thank you, Daddy. And him and his daddy can go on and do some great things together, man. For real. Because this type of, I don't know, man. He said a lot. He said a lot. He got a little bit more to go, but he said a lot. And it's just unfortunate that he has to stand on his rock by himself. But brother, I support you, man. Be solid on that motherfucker. Get away from everybody that tell you that you was wrong. Get away from them. For your peace of mind, your sanity, and for your true vision of manhood to kick in, you have to get away from every man, woman, it shouldn't be no kids, but every man and woman that tell you that you was wrong. That's the only way you're going to break out of it, bro. That's the only way you're going to see that shit grow. Get away from them. They do you no good. They do you no good, bro. I can see the pain in your eyes from here, on the side. And the where you looking at, that's where you need to go. Whatever's in your mind where you looking at, man, go immediately. Get the hell away from these folk. You have to. You need to be able to process on your own time. Not listening to other people point the finger, the fact that you didn't allow your son to be a degenerate. You didn't allow your son to be out here wreaking havoc on the rest of the community. No. Don't let them shame you, bro. No, not at all. They can't do it. I support you, man. I think about these things and had to work and process young men and young women through this same type of stuff, man. If my wife got out here and did something, man, listen, I'm going to have to call them people. Because I'm not jeopardizing life for you. It ain't that serious. No, but this is the type of behavior people who want to continue, they haven't getting the handouts, that's what they promote. Man.
This, and you have some proof of what you were trying to prevent. So take me through. You said
I'll read it out.
What did you notice in your son last year that made you worried?
I seen Facebook post, not Facebook posts. I seen Instagram posts with him posting guns and stuff like that. I would try to get a hold of the mother, no response, and so finally, I seen a post where he was posting the gun. He said, "I'm not all right," and I'm like, "Okay, well, nobody."
Now, see, this is where the lack of knowledge comes in, and the lack of self-awareness comes in, right? Because his son was already reaching out without asking for help. This is where the knowledge can be brought to the forefront for anybody. Anybody have a child. Anybody have a child. I don't care, young, old, whatever. You have a child. And he's already said, he know his child. You know your slow-ass kid. You know your kid overweight. You know your kid got low self-esteem. You know something ain't right with your kid. And when I say slow, I ain't talking about special needs, handicap, no. Get all the, as soon as you realize, go get the professional help. But you know that kid got that same slow gene you had when you was a kid. When they start acting out in an odd way, self-harm, harm of someone else, harm of a family member, harming of pets. People don't really value that aspect of something going on with someone mentally and emotionally. People harming pets. Those are triggers. Those are signs. Those are signs. And a lot of times, if you're not educated on those type of, triggers and signs, you may dismiss them as, oh, they going through some things. No. I guarantee this brother don't carry a gun around. And when he saw the post, was a good time to be this person. But I don't think he's understood it in that capacity, because he's still going in his mind like, damn, what I do wrong? The mom, I'm sure she's seen the post. She ain't said nothing. She ain't gonna tell you, that's him. He graduated. I got him through school. Really? The father had nothing to do with it, because he ain't never disrespected his father. He ain't never disrespected his father. So this is something new, because just like this young man, hundreds of thousands of young men coming out of school each year don't have a vision on where their life to go. And when they get out here after high school and they're no longer a viable commodity to the parent says, you're on your own. I don't get no more child support for you. The state ain't gonna give me no more link for you. So you have to figure it out. Instead of saying, hey, daddy, I know you ain't shit to me. You ain't shit nigga to me. Yeah, but listen, you still my baby daddy. And baby daddy, my son needs you. What you mean he need me? What's going on? He needs you. He ain't been talking right. He ain't been acting right. Can you come over here? No, mama don't want him over here because he's still, he don't want daddy to know the truth, and daddy will figure out the truth. Or her. Come over here, man, what's going on? Because he ain't going to come in there stupid, man. What's going on, man? Your mama called me, man. What's going on? He want to talk to him. No. Well, how about this, man? Mama, can he come live with me then? What you mean? Yeah, I'm talking about pack up all his shit and he come live with me. Everything he can fit that he gonna need going forward, put that shit with me. But now, see, you might be acting, no, that's my son. I wouldn't put him out. But but we need to get it right, and I need your support. It's simple conversations, but we don't know how to communicate. No, both sides. I guarantee they wasn't in a relationship. They just was creeping, and that's why he said, I think about it, the mistakes I made. Because he know, like, damn, I shouldn't even been messing with her. But he did, and the child is here. The child ain't been disrespectful. The child even graduated high school. Well, that hasn't been confirmed, but he was just out of high school this past summer, May. But he don't know where his life's going because he ain't got no vision. He ain't had no direction. He's been allowed to do what he want to do.
Listen to me, I don't want to do this because I know that he's going to be mad at me, but so I went up to the courthouse and I wrote the statement it says, hi, my name is Tony Miller, and I have a son I am worried about because of the way he talks and the things on social media that he does. He has guns and access to guns, and I'm worried at the rate he's going. I'm scared that something bad will happen to him or someone else. I've seen him post a gun and say that he is not okay. The mother won't cooperate with me in order to save my son. I love for him to have a mental evaluation. I think him having access to guns and talking about revenge makes him a threat to himself and others around him, and even me. And I meant that. And the judge did sign off on the order to get him put in the hospital, involuntary, but nobody ever did nothing. And there's only so much I can do without getting a domestic violence order out against me or something like that, because I'm the type that I do want to just pull up and cause hell, but there's laws that prevent that too. So I can only do what I can do in the law, and that's why I say I feel like I was failed, and my son was failed.
Man, salute to this brother, man. Salute to this brother, man. Very articulate brother, man. He spoke very articulate. He wrote a very articulate letter. Salute to this brother right here, man. Salute to him, man. I'm going to see you too, brother. I'm going to see you. I'm going to find out who you are, man. Salute to this brother right here, man. He went down to the courthouse. He asked for help from the court. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? He still has the letter that he wrote to them. Man, get my son some help. He already understood the law. I can't go wreaking havoc over my baby mama house. She called the police on me for me trying to help my son. Come on, man. This is the type of fathers, man. This is the type of brothers we need, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to this brother right here. Salute to you, brother, man. Salute to you, man. Every time I go out, I'm be looking for somebody look just like you, man. And I'm going to ask, too, if I see him. I know you probably about 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". Man, I'm be like, hey, was you him? Man, let me talk to you. I got to find out who you are, man. Salute to you, man, for sure. Salute to you, man. You made a hard-ass decision. And you went down to the court before this incident. When you saw him with the pieces on social media, you went down there and you was very specific on what was going on. Man, salute to you, brother, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to you, man.
And even other people's kids who was at that bus stop, if somebody's kid was hit, now it's even worse, and it feels like I'm the only one that was trying to prevent that a whole year beforehand, but...
Come on, man. A whole year? He trying to prevent it a whole year and ain't nobody even said nothing to this kid? This kid was in damn school last year. Ain't nobody went over, hold up, man, let's get you an evaluation. And the mom over here playing games, I was going to call you. Man, what is going on? Because a dude like that, he could have got her too. What are we talking about? Bruh, it ain't your fault, man. Where Uncle Rick at, man? Where Uncle Rick, man, tell him, man, it ain't his fault, man. It ain't your fault, bro. No. No, man, it's a hell of a hard decision. I can't even imagine what you feel right now, what you're going through, having to make that decision. You know, because I know how I feel about weapons. I know how I feel about safety. And if my seed went out there and did something like that, man, and I saw it on the news, yeah, everybody's getting a phone call. And everybody, yep, I'm like you, bro. I can only see, I can say that right now. Everybody's getting a phone call. Everybody. Especially if I got dismissed by his mama. Oh, man, please. Oh, you what? I'll tell you what. Hold on. Hold on. Don't hang up. I'm going to click over. 911. Yes, I'm on the phone with my son's mama. And she'll probably hang up. Yeah. Well, the boy that was, y'all saw on the news shooting down the street, that was my son. I'm not sure where he's at. His mama live over here. Get up through. Yeah, that's just me. Say what you want. Say what you want. And I wouldn't have had to speak to nobody. Nobody wouldn't. You can call me. I ain't even answering the phone, man. Don't call me. See what you talking about. I'll get all your texts and hold all your texts. Every text I get from anybody, I'm gonna save that shit. Then I'm just gonna start posting that shit on social media. Like, see, this is how your people show your love. My son out here can almost be taken away. Hey, man, no. He's already showed signs that he needs an evaluation. Come on, man. He's firing down the street endangering hundreds of lives. Come on, man. If he'd have took somebody out, man, you know how many popo would have rolled up on him, man, with that piece, man, and put holes in him? What are we talking about? Man, salute to this brother, man. Salute, brother. Salute, man. You rock star to me, man. I gotta find out who you. Everybody I see look like you, man. Your height. Know you about 5'7", 5'8". Believe me, bro. Hey, man, you that kid's father. Because I need to know. I need to talk to you, man. I think it's something that, yeah, man, because your courage is needed, bro. Your courage is needed. You're a father, man. You're a father, man. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you, man.
So nobody came to pick him up for the hospital.
Nobody came to pick him up. The mother moved about 1.5 years ago, and I never could find out where she was, and that's why I had to put unknown address.
The mother moved about 1 year ago, wouldn't tell him where he's at. Come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Come on, man. This is getting worse and worse.
But I would thought that they could find her the same as they could anyone else. Like, she has a...
If she owed child support, they would have found her ass. Let's be real. That's why he's saying, man, they find everybody else. Why they can't find her? Because she don't know the state no money. She don't know the state no money. They know where she's at. People know where she's at, even her friends. Somebody. They still posting on Facebook. So I don't know how much digging he did, you know, on Facebook, social media, but I ain't got to call you. You ain't my man. Still high school. That's probably middle school stuff, type behavior. But he's trying to save his son's life. Now we get here, and now all of a sudden he the bad guy, because, yeah, I'm with you, brother.
ID, I don't know how they couldn't have went and found him, or his school. I told him what school he went to. Like, go pick him up at school if you have to, but like, just nothing, and then I have to
go pick him up at school, then he do that. See what I'm saying? It's a black man. We don't give a damn about him. Let him crash out. That's the whole process. They don't get preventive measures. They get, consequences after the fact. Let him crash out, man. We know he need all that. We ain't gonna get all that. We know he need all that. I used to tell myself, man, you get out here and act a fool, man, ain't nothing I can do for you. Ain't nothing. If you do something outside of my confinements, where you can't take my discipline of it, then once outside of that, then you get what society gets. So I'm not going to put anything of mine on the line. I'm not putting no house up, no bail money up. I don't do those things. No, because I'm looking to make sure the perpetrator is getting behind the bars. See, I'm not trying to get you out after you went against something totally the opposite of what I said do, and then come saying, save me? No. No, I've had to testify too many times in court for people who have been used and abused. So there's no way that I would come testify for the degenerate behavior that I say get away from. I couldn't do it. Especially at this age now, I couldn't do it. I ain't got no feelings in it now. Like, oh, you did all well. I might send you $20 on Christmas or Christmas or something on your books, but as far as me visiting, you better write me letters and I'll let you know. I'm not writing back. I'm not writing back. My wife, oh, I can see her now. I got to print out this little letter. You know what I'm saying? She going to write a whole book. No, me, Pops. That's all I'm going to write on her, Pops. Because I ain't writing none of that. No. I'm not condoning that. I'm not a friend in that. That's why I do things to where I don't go to jail. No. Because I wouldn't want to put that on my mother and fathers. I used to think, like, I don't want them to be crying over me. I like to be outside, man. I like to climb trees and shoot basketball and play football and score touchdowns. I like girls. I like to be, I like people. I couldn't be around dudes all the time. Couldn't do it. And the fact that he had the courage to do what he did, man. Come on, man. He done reached out to people over a year. Everybody said, he's another black man. We ain't going to do nothing. And they allowed the mama to just run free with no consequences. Come on, man, please.
The scroll, and it could have been, I could have found something different. It could have been 15-year-old shot and killed. It could have been anything. So the fact that everybody's acting like it's not a big deal, it could be y'all's kids.
Y'all see that? See that man? See them eyes, man? See that face? Everybody that should be supporting him is against him. And that's hard. That's a hard pill right there. That's a hard pill to swallow, man. When everybody that you thought was your friend, you realize they ain't really your friend because they support this type of degenerate behavior. And he's a man standing alone in his own. Now, brother, is the time for you to go to the forest by yourself. Go to the forest. And you'll be okay. Only think about yourself at this point in life. Don't think about nobody else's feelings, bro. Don't do it. Get that off your shoulders, man. Soon, quick. You got a whole nother life to grow into, brother. And now is the time. I'm going to find you. It may take me some time, bro, but I'm going to find out who you are, man. And I'm going to see if they even mention your name. I don't even know if they mention your name, but I'm going to find out, man, for sure. Salute to you, brother, man. Salute, man. Salute, man. Salute to you, man. Listen, I've been going, man. Listen, I don't know what else to say, man. While y'all here, man, just hit the like, share, subscribe button, folks. Hit the like, share, subscribe button, man. I appreciate anybody that's listening, stop through, man. I understand, man. This is a wild story to me, man. So again, man, salute to y'all, man. Anybody, man, hit the like, share, subscribe button, man. Hit the like, share, subscribe, man. So salute, man. So yeah, salute to this brother, man. For real, man. I can only imagine what you're going through, brother. And I'll support you, man. I'm gonna find out who you are, man. I can see the pain, and I think that it's an opportunity, man, for growth, an opportunity to capitalize on. Just, man, I need to find out who you are, bro. Appreciate you, man.
It could be, and
Scribe is how 4 million people turn processes into step-by-step guides. The hardest part of
I worried about other people's kids too, not just mine. And that's why I did what I did and turned them in.
He worried about other people's kids too. That's a man of great character right there. He ain't focused on his own. He's about the community. What are we talking about? He's about the village. So people need to stop playing out here, man.
I feel like that's what should have been done.
What transpired last week that led to what happened? Do you know?
No, I don't know. Last time I was with my son, I asked him about his life. I asked him, was everything going good? We went shopping. I asked him, was there anything that I can change? Am I doing everything okay as a dad? Anything you want me to stop doing? Anything I need to... He told me no. He told me to stop worrying.
See, listen. He's still trying to plead to his son. That's a hell of a dude right there, man. He's a hell of a dude right there. His brother's still trying to plead to his son. Son, what I do? Talk to me. I'm all right, Dad. He go from 0 to 10 in less than a week. Now he took him shopping. It's odd. Then you come back right back and call me a lame. So it had to be something. It might be, I believe it's something with the mother. But most men will never address the mother. Never. Until they crash out. When he get in that sale and be alone, he'll be like, man, it was my mama's fault. And he go tell his daddy he's sorry. Hopefully they can mend it. Hopefully the son uses this, man, as an opportunity, man, because they could grow strong and they could have a great voice, man. They can have a voice, man. I need to talk to this brother, man, for real, man.
So much. And I kind of was like, I wanted to call the officers and try to have them come pick him up then, but I thought to myself, if I done took my son out to eat, then took him shopping, if I have police come pick him up and put him in a hospital right now, he's never gonna trust me again in his life. And that's why I said, I told the detective, hey, you can come lock me up if you want to. Like, I take accountability. I had a chance. My feelings got in the way, and then 3 weeks later, this happened. So I feel like
this brother again is trying to take ownership for something he didn't do. He done thought about it. Man, if I take him out and do all that, then have him come pick him up, man. He'll believe I set him up. Technically, yes, but he's also saving his life. He said even lock me up. Even lock me up. Come on, man. Brother, it ain't your fault, man. It ain't your fault, man. No. Don't own that, man. Don't own that. No. It ain't your fault, man. The hell with everybody else, man. The hell with everybody else. So
I'm responsible. I looked at all the comments on WOKY. I understand people's comments about the parents. I think they should be held responsible. I take the first lick and I'll be held responsible. But I think everybody needs to be held accountable and responsible because,
man, and those YouTube words that people refuse to do, everybody needs to be held accountable. He's still trying to own it. He's trying to own the whole problem. Everybody, yes, mom, cousins, everybody. The state, the city, everybody needs to be held accountable. But it's a black man. And that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. It's a brother. Young brother. 18. Brother out of high school, a couple months. Life already sort of on the downward spiral. But he can redeem himself, though. He may catch a felony. Luckily, he didn't take nobody's life. So he can redeem himself. But the greatest feat would be for those two to mend their relationship. Because I guarantee 1,000%, every ugly-ass person that run up there to see that boy outside of him are going to tell the boy, your daddy did it. He was wrong. And if that boy takes that vitriol and carries it with him, the boy won't be around here too much longer. But if he looks at the real truth of it, dang, my daddy saved my life. He can redeem himself. Him and his father's relationship can grow so strong and they can build something great together. They can. If I'm wrong, hey, you better see how this play out before you say I'm wrong. But if the son takes on the attitude of everybody else blaming his father, it's gonna be a hard lesson for him to learn in the end, and he may never recover. But if he looks at it and do his little thing, they gonna do. They get him. Make sure he get his. Gotta get him evaluated. Make sure they get him the proper health. Put him in the best mental state. He served his little time. The boy can be damn near a spokesperson. But he can't do it without his father. The only way he'll be able to do that is with his father. If he discredits his father, if he shuns his father away, none of that'll come to fruition. And listen, I guess it's just me wishful thinking. Because I truly believe that young man has a great opportunity to be great. To be great. Got like 2 more minutes of the video. I'm just going to let it play out, man, and we're just going to close it out after that, man. Salute to everybody that stopped by, man. Appreciate you, Lady Navoa. Anybody else that's passed by, man. So, again, man, the worries of a father, man.
We're not the reason that it didn't go all the way left. We're lucky it didn't go all the way left. And that's about all I have to say.
So then with what's happening this week, do you think there's a connection there to what happened last week?
I mean, it could be, it might not be, but if there is, nobody was listening or paying attention to prevent it again.
Is your son still in jail?
Yeah, he's still currently locked up.
Was there an argument between other people last week, or you don't?
Yes, he got in an argument with a kid, and the detective said that my son tried to walk away, and he said when he tried to walk away, I guess bullets was fired at him, and he just turned around and he started firing back. And I'm 100% in belief of self-defense, but you're 15. I don't allow you up here. I told your mother not to have you up here. You shouldn't be able to beef with nobody up here. You're 15. When I was 15.
Hold up. Let me correct my mistake. I said he was 18. The boy's only 15. You're a damn sophomore in high school. But he stayed with his mama, and I guarantee he's already flunking out. I guarantee it. I guarantee this boy's already flunking out of school. There's no way he's gonna, and see, this is the thing. the other boys had pulled a gun out of him on last week. He come back, got to protect himself because he don't want to be bullied. Somebody he know in that family gave him that peace. That's all I'm gonna say.
15, like I wasn't doing this type of stuff.
I mean, where did he even get a gun?
I ain't even gonna say that on here, but from a person that you wouldn't think would give it to him.
What I say? From a person you didn't think he would give it to, that's somebody close to the family. That's how it worked. A cousin. Could have been a cousin, an uncle, somebody like that. Auntie. He don't want to say because he's still trying to protect the family.
Like,
So for you as a dad, you're trying. You're trying your
yeah,
best.
I'm trying. And I don't want to use race, but a lot of black dads kind of get ignored like it's to the point.
Speak on it, brother. Speak on it, man. Speak on it, man. Speak on it. Come on, United States, man. You got to give the brothers a chance, man. You got to, man. What we doing? We ain't modern if we ain't giving the brothers an opportunity. He's speaking for millions of black men that are fathers. We get ignored. Come on, man.
Point where something bad happens, then everybody says, well, where was the dad? Getting ignored.
When your son was supposed to be, you said involved.
First of all, look at that handwriting. Salute to the brother, man. Nice handwriting. Salute to the brother, man. Straight to the point. He wrote the letter. He turned it in. You turned it in to the court. Look at it. The plank. What is that? You turn it in to the courts. And they refused to do anything. Because they was ignoring him and his son until the worst thing happened. Now all of a sudden, oh yeah, where the dad? Oh yeah, where's the parent? He had already went to y'all over a year ago. He went to the mama. He probably been going to her ever since the boy was probably 8 years old. I was going to call you, but I didn't. The man's wanted by the law, running around with a gun, done fired it off at a school, during school hours while kids was outside going to school. You don't see that as a problem and an emergency? You wasn't going to call the police. You rather let them get him or take him out. You should at least call the daddy. Hold up, man. Our son is out here reckless. Go get him. Come on, man. What are we talking about, man? I ain't got to call you. You ain't my boyfriend. Man, this is ridiculous. Salute to you, brother, man.
Military hold in the hospital. When he was supposed to go there, was anybody supposed to take him, or was somebody?
Yeah, he was supposed to. He was supposed to get picked up, and the police was supposed to take him up there.
Okay. So you were trusting that they were going to come do this?
Yeah, I made calls to the police department. With me not knowing the address, they said that they couldn't go get him without an address, and so I told them about where I thought they lived and the kind of car the mom drove and to everything, and still no.
So you didn't know where he lived at that point?
Nope. I actually found out the day that my son got in that shooting. I went and drove around the West End until I found a car and got the address, and that's.
Dang. He had to do the police work himself. Salute to this brother, man. Salute to you, brother, man. Salute to you, man. He had to do the police work himself. He drove around like a detective. What are we talking about, man? Salute to the black fathers, man. Salute to all fathers, man.
I found because at that point I wasn't worried about no domestic violence. I wasn't worried about a line on me saying that I pulled up and said this. I just didn't care at that moment. I was gonna get that address.
He knew she would lie. But he got to the point like, man, my son need help. My son need help. I'm gonna go out here and investigate myself. Police ain't gonna do it. Then when he got the information, they still didn't follow up. They lying to us. They be playing in our face, man. What are we talking about?
And so that's what I did, and I turned them in.
So to see then this happen a second time, and we don't know, I guess, who's involved. If it isn't the same person, maybe from last week. You feel like this could have been prevented?
Yeah, 98% of bad things can be prevented if people take the right precautions and they're not egotistical. like a lot of things can be prevented, but
50 milliliters.
So there we go, man. There we go. What are we talking about? What are we talking about, man? Let me just close up out of it. Let me get out of this. Let me see. Get here. Man, what are we talking about, man? So, yeah. Listen, man. When I saw this run across the news, man, it just did something to me. You know, this brother who's been trying to get help for his son over a year, nobody even supported him. Of course, the mother didn't. He went to the police station, wrote a hell of a statement, very detailed statement. Brother was very articulate, saying, man, my son need help. He reported it like a mandated reporter. He saw his son on social media doing some inappropriate stuff with a weapon. He went and told the correct people. Nobody did anything. He had to go investigate, find out where she lived, right before, just right at the moment he was turning things in. His son is out here before school day, I think the second day of school. And he's firing down the street where kids are going to school, getting out of the car, everybody. Everybody's going through there, teenagers, because I know where that location is, and it's an elementary school and a high school right there, like right across the street from each other. Predominantly black, probably 98, 99% black. Just regular, hardworking people. And he got no help. The mother wants to argue with him. She specifically said when he called her, I was going to call you, but I didn't. That's a lie. She had no intentions of calling. And now everybody telling him that he's wrong because he had to do the right thing and turn in his son. He called the police on his son. Said, my son needs some help. He did all that after he went to the police station and wrote the statements and all that. So, brother, you did the right thing. Get away from everybody who telling you that you didn't. Get away from them. Don't hang out with them. Don't go no cookouts. Don't go over nobody's get-together, birthdays, the hell with all that. Tell people you ain't coming. If somebody asks you, you know what I'm saying, man, I ain't coming. Why not, man? Psh, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later. Leave it at that. You ain't got to do no explanation. And just focus on you, man. I'm going to run into you. I'm going to find you. I am not too far from you. I'm not too far. I know exactly where that area is. I don't know if you live there, but everybody that I see that look like you, I'm going to ask that question. Are you that father? Because I need to know. And I would love to sit down with you. I would love to, give you some resources, man, to really help you sort of, put yourself in a position, man, where you can speak about these things and just sort of change a lot of young lives. Even with your son, man, I think there's still growth. I know that there's a lot of growth opportunity for you and him, just based off the fact that it's happened. He's going to hopefully he gets the correct help, and continue to connect with positive reinforcements, man. I am a vessel for that, if needed, because I see it as a great opportunity, man, social and emotionally. So, salute to you, man. Listen, man, to me, that's got me worked up, man. If I'm on YouTube in a little bit, man, listen, man, I'm going to be going at everybody's head today, all weekend. After saying that, man, I appreciate Lady Navoa, the 7 people that may have peeped in, man. This is Coach Ferg over here, man. I don't really fight. I just provide information and just talk about topics that are of importance to me, and something that really, if it comes to affecting the community or just, people in general, then yeah. Again, today was a Trump-Putin summit. They met about an hour and a half ago. Well, probably met longer than that. I know it ended about an hour and a half ago, man. The world is a delicate place right now. They won't tell us what they talked about. You'll probably have to pay attention over the next few days. There's little bits and pieces because Trump is very tight-lipped. And him and Putin were friends before the political aspect intervened. But yeah, man, this is a very, very, very unique time. I appreciate anybody, man, again, to just stop through, man. Thanks to all the content creators, man, that allow me to come up on their panels, man, and give my twos and views, my little generic words of inspiration, of words of, I guess, encouragement, words of judgment, all of those things, man. That's what YouTube does. I come in good faith. I don't have any, I'm not a grudgeful person against anybody. We can have a disagreement every day. I'm not going to walk around, oh, I hate this person. That's not how I operate. I don't care if you don't like me because I don't care about feelings. And, this is a thing called life. It's a marathon. I understand that. It's not a sprint. And I'm going to keep fighting to live it. I'm going to keep standing up for what's right. I'm going to try to continue to be better with my own self, my own family. And just, live life, I don't know, man. Just, there's no one path that I look at as far as when it comes to life. I'm just going to take advantage of opportunity like I've always had, and that sort of have gotten me to a space of, of good fortune, and a little bit more relaxation on this side. So, listen again, man, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody, man, stopping by, everybody that's been, moving around, man. Hope everybody get home safe. Again, man, please like, share, subscribe, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Salute to everybody, man. Again, man, I want to thank y'all for coming out, man. Again, my man, this is Coach Ferg. I appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, thank you. And salute to all my veterans.